Hey everybody, it's MMFQ Death here, and today we are going to be taking a look at an FTB tutorial. So the FTB tutorial is going to be starting power resources. Now this little setup here looks pretty extravagant and doesn't by any means look like a starting power option. But I promise you it's not that difficult to make, so yeah. Okay, so keep in mind you're not going to need half of what's actually here. Now this side here is for IndustrialCraft machines. If you don't plan on using MJ for a lot of stuff, then you probably don't need to go with all that. But if you are going to be using a lot of EU, then this is a perfect and viable option for you. Now, a couple things to note. You do not need to use glass fiber cable. You can use copper or any of the different cables. You do not need to use Liquiducts. You can use waterproof pipe, but I would just recommend Liquiducts because they're better. And I see why, though. They take hardened glass, so yeah. And you don't need to use an MFSU. You can use any different type of power storage that accepts EU. But anyway, moving on to this. Now, this is a tank. Now, it can be an iron tank. It can be a Zycraft tank. But Zycraft tanks in the version that we're in are not in this, so this is all you got. This will work for Ultimate, though, and I believe it should work for MindCrack. I'm pretty sure it works for Direwolf 20 as well. Anyways, so let's go ahead and get on to what this actually does. So we're going to start off with the EU side as it's simpler. Now, you do not need all of these. This is just, like I said, this is like top of the line. Like, it just shows that you can upgrade this to the max. Okay, so basically this iron tank is full of lava. It's getting pumped in from the nether, and I'll show you exactly how that setup goes here in a moment. So it's getting pumped in. The aqueduct is pouring out lava into these geothermal generators, and they are generating power, which is sent down this glass fiber cable into an MFSU. Now, it's generating quite a lot of power. And just a little idea of how much, we're going to break the MFSU and place it down again. And now you can hear the geogens going. And look at that. That's already up to 20,000 EU, 30,000, 40,000. So it generates quite a lot of power. And these things are noisy again. But yeah, it generates quite a lot of power. So I just wasted a ton. This is actually decreasing. That's weird. So anyway, this is 13 geothermals. All you really need to do is like, I don't know, 5, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're pretty easy to make. It's a generator, some glass, and I believe a circuit. So yeah, it's not that difficult to make. I'd recommend it. It's a really good starting power resource. Anyway, let's move on to how the lava is actually getting here. It's getting pumped in from liquid tesseracts, which are not the easiest thing in the world to make. You will need a liquid transposer and a magma crucible to make them, but it isn't that difficult either. It's just hardened glass and a tesseract frame. It's not that difficult. So the way tesseracts work, for those of you who don't know, is they basically teleport things from one area to another using ender pearl liquid stuff. So what you do is you type in a frequency that you're going to want to use. So for me, 1, and then you type in the name. You hit the checkbox, and make sure for the tank you set this to receive only, and then hit the little checkbox. So yeah, so that's how lava actually gets to this, and that's how it gets pumped in. And then you'll just put a valve right underneath of that, and you can kind of see it right here. That's where the lava is coming in, and then valves for the liquiducts to pump out. So now on this side, let's go through what this is actually doing. Now again, you don't need this many magmatic engines. But I just kind of went overkill because you can continue to upgrade this really as many as you want. You could keep going up if you wanted to, I suppose, and go down if you want as well, because, yeah, you can. Anyway, so there's, again, a valve with a liquiduct pouring out lava into magmatic engines. There are 16 of them in total, 8 on each side. They are connected with this right here, which is the liquiducts pouring lava into the bottom of these and the top of these. And then redstone energy conduits in between to transfer power to a redstone energy cell. So this thing is maxed out. Easy to say. Now let's just take a look at how fast it actually does max out. So that's quite a lot of MJ. With MJ being worth like a 3-to-1 EU, I think it's like standard measurement or something. Excuse me. That's quite a lot of power already. So that's pumping really fast, but again, I have a ton of magmatic engines. If you could consider that, that would be like having double the amount of geothermals for magmatic engines over here, essentially, for the power output. So For the redstone energy conduits, they're definitely not the easiest thing to make, so yeah, be prepared for those. You need like liquid redstone, but again, if you're going to be making tesseracts, I mean, it's really not much more work to just make these. The magmatic engines take a lot of invar, which isn't difficult. It's just ferrous and iron dust, so that's not very difficult, but it does take quite a bit. You can, again, start off with like 4 of these, and they'll power an energy cell moderately quickly. It's still a good starting source for power. And also, this tank is just iron plates, and you get those with the rolling machine. Is this keeping up with itself now? Yeah, it is. Okay, so it's actually gaining. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys why it wasn't gaining before, and yeah. So let's go ahead and take a quick trip over to the Nether. Okay, guys, sorry about the cut there. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now, this may look pretty insane, but I promise you it's not. So first things first, we have a couple of Buildcraft pumps, and they are being powered by redstone engines, which these ones are fully up to speed, these 4 here, because I added these 4 pumps later, just for the tutorial. So in real game, in my multiplayer world, I use 4, but you probably won't need any more than 2, in all honesty. But if you really want to go with 4, since they're not that difficult to make, go ahead and you'll have power for days. Now, for you guys who are watching this for FTB Ultimate, MindCrack, or Direwolf 20, any of the packs that are, well, actually, Direwolf 20 won't work anymore. Any packs that are pre 1.5, like Ultimate, you wouldn't be using a World Anchor. You'd be using a chunk loader, and when chunk loaders come out for 1.6 in chicken chunks, then use that. But as of right now, all we have is the World Anchor, so you fuel it with ender pearls, and it keeps us loaded. Not very difficult. Then again, we're using liquid tesseracts to pump power. Now I have 3 here. Just picture from this over this way would be what you would use for 4 pumps. If you're only using 2, you'd basically just connect 2 pumps right here with the tesseract in the center. That way it's even. And for these, I just added a tesseract right here because to evenly distribute the lava from these pumps, and yeah. So there's actually 3 tesseracts sending out. I want to say I don't think it tells us our speed, does it? No. Okay, well, they only have a limited amount of output. So with this many pumps, the more tesseracts you have, the better. Honestly, I probably could have added one here and then one here and then left that one out. That would have worked a little better, but hey, it works as it is, so no biggie. But yeah, so since tesseracts are harder to make in survival, you could get away with 2 here and it'd be perfectly fine. I'm just a pack rat. And by a pack rat, I mean I want it to work as efficiently as very humanly possible. But anyway, that word didn't make sense there, but let's just roll with it. So yeah, once these engines get up to speed, it will be pumping lava at a Can I fly, please? Maybe? No? Okay. Okay, so I'm not allowed to fly now. Thank you. Anyway, once these engines get up to speed, they'll be pumping lava at a ridiculously fast rate. So you're not going to have to worry about power. And you guys can see these already sped up from when we first got down here. Another thing to note is redstone engines, for those of you who don't know this, will never blow up. So you don't have to worry about turning those on and off whenever you need power or don't need power. And let's just go ahead up here and go back through the portal. Now, you don't actually need this tank here, but the reason why I have it here is you basically really want it, because if your lava pool that you're using isn't very deep, or if you just run out of lava, or a gas blows up your pumps or anything like that, then you have a lot of backup energy stored in this tank. And now we've been down in the Nether for, I don't know, a few minutes, and now we already have what, 1.5 million EU, and I almost guarantee the energy cell is maxed out. No, actually it's not. It's only halfway. Oh yeah, because these chunks weren't loaded. Anyway, so yeah, if you're going to be going back and forth between places, make sure to put another one of the world anchors here, just because that way it'll keep this area loaded as well. And the way to use one, like I said earlier, is you just grab a world anchor and some ender pearls. And now I'm pretty sure you could probably automate this with like a magma crucible or something, and yeah, but we're not going to do all that. So anyways, as the world anchor's in place, now these chunks will stay loaded no matter where you go. So if I was to go all the way over there, these would stay loaded. So yeah, again, when code chicken chunks comes out, use the chunk loader. It's just simpler and easier to use, and in my opinion works a little bit better, and plus you don't have to fuel it, so that's fantastic. Anyways, yeah, these are great starting power resources. As always, it's been MFG Death, and thank you all for watching. Peace.